It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. That's real. Bad boy. Well, if you don't know, now you know, ninja. In today's juicy news, we have a fight that has been canceled involving Erislandy Lara. The reason being, Janibek tested positive. Ugh. In this video, I'm going to break everything down and let you know what you need to know. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. I got some juicy news, literally. Janibek has popped dirty. You hate to see it. Boom. I made this graphic. Definitely follow me on all of my social media. My link tree is in the description, so you do not miss a thing. But information is now available that top-ranked fighter Janibek failed a PED test with a banned substance, meldonium. So subsequently, his fight with PBC fighter Erislandy Lara has now been canceled. And I have the actual VADA report that I've posted for you. December 2nd, Tom Brown, promoter, Al Heyman, advisor, Bob Arum, the WBA, IBF, like it got all of them here. VADA adverse analytical finding meldonium. Dear Mr. blah, blah, blah. It's to advise you that a sample urine specimen from Mr. Janibek on November 15th, 2025 in Porter Ranch, California by VADA has been analyzed for banned substance, and they found an adverse analytical finding for meldonium, and it was detected in the estimated concentration greater than the minimum reporting threshold. Basically, he popped dirty. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You guys get it. He popped. So the fight with Lara was a great fight, but now we're not getting it. Man, boxing has been very, very disappointing. First, in the back half, or maybe most of this year, we haven't really had that many fights, in my opinion. We haven't had that great big fights, especially recently. Then the ones that were scheduled, you got people testing positive. That's one issue, right? Recently, Joseph Parker had cocaine. Even though he lost, it's like you don't want to see these positive tests. You have Janibek now, and then you have other fights that got canceled. Other fights, the negotiations went nowhere. Other fights where someone pulled out with injury. Oh, my elbow, my back, my neck, and my back, right? So boxing is looking just ugly. And then it's a black eye for the sport when we don't have a clean sport. Another positive recent test is Subriel Matias for Ostarine. So in the last month, Joseph Parker, cocaine, Subriel Matias, Ostarine, and now Janibek for meldonium. And if you remember and follow my channel, because I've been doing this for a while, I am the best in the business and it's not even close. Alexander Povetkin, Russian, was supposed to fight American, black fighter, Deontay the Bronze Bomber. To this day, he is supposed to fight Deontay to this day Wilder. Wilder was going to go over there to Russia for this fight, and then Povetkin popped for meldonium. And Povetkin has a long career of popping throughout his career. Some didn't come out till later, but he's popped multiple times, and it's just a danger to your opponent. It's a disrespect. Like you look at Subriel Matias, he unalived a person in combat. So if you off somebody and then you still are trying to get an edge knowing that you claim somebody's life, I mean, that's insane. And then for Janibek, you're about to fight a 41-year-old Lara, and then you have meldonium in your system. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on stupidity, but I posted it. There were some people like, oh, how did this happen a week before the fight? This is fishy. This is looking suspicious. What is suspicious about it? Like, boxing fans can be some of the most obtuse fans in all of sports. Like, I really feel at some point you got to be rage baiting or trolling. This can't be like real people with real lives and stuff. What is fishy about it? I just showed you the VADA report. The test was from November 15th. When it comes out is when it comes out, right? It takes, first of all, you look at VADA, they use labs, right? That lab, like Quest Diagnostic or whatever the lab is that's doing the testing, right? That laboratory, they might work with hospitals. They might work with other sports like MMA and whatever else is doing some type of testing. It's a testing facility, right? So it's not like, oh, PBC got a fight, boxing got a fight coming up, so this is our only concern. They might be working with hospitals or colleges or whatever that have samples that need to be tested. That's for starters. So they might have a high volume of cases or vials and specimens that they need to test. So it's going to take some time for the test to, because first of all, in the sport of boxing, you're dealing with people's reputation. So you would be very liable and really get sued if you're putting smut on people's name and saying they popped dirty for this, that, and the third, and they didn't have anything. So you probably have some, I don't work for these places, so I don't know their whole routine, but I would imagine, being a smart guy, that there's some kind of like checks and balances type of system. So if someone pops, let's reanalyze it to make sure. So again, this is a process. That's the point I'm making. It is a process. The guy that told you the dates, where the sample was picked up, why are fans who have no idea about boxing, no idea about testing, you got fans like, oh, I don't believe it. Why is it just now coming out? When else would it come out? I mean, and people are like, oh, this always happens. It's fishy because it just came out. Not always. Ryan Garcia fought Devin Haney. The fight went on unbeknownst to anybody that Ryan had the ostarine in his system, right? So sometimes it is a week before the fight. Sometimes it's months before the fight. Sometimes it's days before the fight. Sometimes it's after the fight. That's why I know people who claim to be boxing fans, they not fans like me, because this is really easy to understand. It all depends when the specimens were picked up and when they were tested, and the length of the testing and how busy they are, or whatever. That's going to determine when this stuff comes out. So you should really be fortunate that it came out before the fight, because what if Janibek fought Lara and knocked him out? He has power, what if he knocked him out? And then after we found out he had meldonium in his system. So all the conspiracy theories sound pretty stupid, to be honest, because you got boxing fans with no proof, no science behind it. They are picking and choosing who they believe that popped dirty, right? If Ryan Garcia pops, or Subriel Matias pops, or Joseph Parker or Janibek, people, even though all of the guys popped for different various things that I went over, people are picking, now fans are picking and choosing which one's real and which one's not. You didn't test, you weren't in the lab like testing Janibek's blood and urine. Like, come on, bro. And then, like, just to be honest, I've noticed this for a while, but if you look at Janibek, he has a lot of chest acne and back knee. Like, I noticed this on one of his fights. And being on stuff like meldonium, right, and steroids and all that, it changes your hormones. You know, people get gyno, people get back knee, chest acne. I mean, look it up. These are like common side effects. So it really is not looking good. And Janibek did come out. Look at all his chest, look all acneed up. And it looked worse on camera, like in the actual fight. These are just like pictures and they're not even close up. So it is what it is. But the fight is now canceled. He can test his B sample if he wants, but I've already told you, majority, look at all these pimples. Majority of times when people test their B sample, it shows exactly what the A sample is. I've yet to see where the lab got it wrong and it was contaminated and their testing protocol was the error and the person was clean as a whistle, right? So this looks horrible for a Kazakhstan fighter, Janibek, top-ranked fighter, Janibek, with all these pimples on his chest and back. It looks horrible because I don't know if he speaks English or whatever, or if he's handling his account, but I seen him on social media and he pops it. He's talking crazy. He been talking crazy about Carlos Adames. Like, Adames is chicken. He's scared. Carlos Adames, fight me, fight me. He's been talking. He kind of kept it cool with Lara because he said he respects Lara, but he talked crazy on the internet. And then you talking crazy, but you juicing, and you got meldonium. And now this also affects Terrence Crawford, because if the Canelo fight don't happen, like a rematch, I don't even want to see a Canelo rematch, but if a Canelo rematch don't happen, I believe Crawford said, Janibek, I got my eyes on you. And he was looking at the winner of this fight, right? But now he might get stripped and his resume is not good. And now it's been tainted further with a positive banned substance test. So for Crawford, it don't look like it's an option for him anymore. And finally, to the skeptics who are like, oh, I don't believe this. How is this coming out a week before the fight? Just admit you want to see the fight and you're disappointed. But to go out as far as in acting like this is improbable or Janibek's innocent sounds funny. If it was a black fighter who popped dirty before a major fight, most of these people and these race fans would not be on that, right? If Devin Haney or let's say Shakur Stevenson popped before the Teofimo fight with meldonium, you already know these same fans, they wouldn't be skeptic. They wouldn't be like, oh, man, I don't believe this. How did this happen a week before the fight? Furthermore, to put a nail in the coffin, this is a AI write-up. I typed it in. Can you test positive for meldonium through contamination? And this is a quote, it is extremely unlikely to test positive for meldonium through contamination. Studies have shown the levels found in contaminated food like milk and meat are well below WADA reporting threshold. While a 2020 Russian study did find meldonium in certain animal products, German studies demonstrated consumed spiked milk did not result in urine concentrations exceeding the threshold. And I just showed you that the VADA, it was a urine sample, right? So they're saying this is not, even if you had contaminated food that had meldonium, the concentration would be so low it would be under the threshold in urine. Why contamination is unlikely to cause a positive? Low concentrations, 20 blah, 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 study results, 20 nanograms per milliliter, athlete responsibility, even if a positive test occurs, strict liability, blah, blah, blah. So Janibek is cooked. The fight is over. They have a replacement opponent for Erislandy Lara, which we'll go over right now, because on my channel, I give you guys all the facts, all the news, and Boxing Ego's opinion. So sucks for Lara. He didn't deserve to do this. He wanted to fight Janibek. Here's the update. Lara will now fight hard-hitting challenger Johan Gonzalez because the man Janibek couldn't remain clean. That is today's boxing news. For more boxing news, subscribe. Streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.